these right here. These are mobile charging batteries, mobile batteries. A lot of them charge this one charges wirelessly. A lot of them today do that as well. This is a bigger mobile battery that I can use to charge a computer. It's got, 26,800 something. Basically, you could charge your iPhone like 5 times with this stuff. Sometimes flights have not allowed me to bring this one on, which creates problems. You either have to throw it away or have somebody else take it or send it home or something. This one is what I carry with me all the time. It gets super hot when I charge my phone, but I've noticed this year with the record heat of Tokyo, and it is record because I feel it right now. It's just extraordinarily hot. There are more mobile charging batteries, mobile charging, I don't know what you call them. They are batteries, lithium-ion stuff that are just exploding either on the train or on planes or on buses or around other people, mostly by tourists who have not seen that their mobile battery was recalled. And Tokyo and actually the Japanese government is starting to crack down on this. They're finding ways to try to minimize the damage, meaning on flights, you cannot put these mobile batteries. Let me get rid of the chat there. Live stream. You can't put these mobile batteries on the overhead compartment anymore on domestic flights in Japan. They ask you to hold it with you, keep it in front of you so you know if it's starting a fire. The scariest thing would be to experience a fire on an airplane of a mobile battery that has gone ape. I don't know what that means. Just gone crazy. This happened on the Yamanote Line about a month ago.
A fire broke
I think
out
it was
on the Yamanote Line
tourist
train
from
in
China
central
had a
Tokyo
mobile battery,
on July 20th,
mobile battery
injuring 5 people.
that caught on fire and tossed
Footage
it onto
taken
the
inside
floor,
the
where it
JR
started to
Yamanote
burn
Line
and
shows
smoke.
smoke
It panicked.
and
A lot of
flames
the people
coming
on the
from a burning
Yamanote Line
object on the floor.
at the next
According to
station,
Tokyo
everybody
Fire
got off.
Department and police, the
And,
fire broke
the fire
out from a
department
smartphone
and
battery
a lot of
shortly after
people
4 p.m. between
emergency
Shinkansen and
services reacted
Shinjuku
to
stations.
it, getting the fire extinguisher on it to make sure, there it is right there,
The
make sure
scorched
that
remains of the device
it
were
really
left
is
near
out.
the passenger
These
seat
lithium
as the train
batteries,
continued to the next stop
these
at
lithium
Shinjuku.
batteries, sorry if there's audio there, lithium batteries can be quite dangerous in many different ways here, but this was a video that made me realize that with all the tourists and all the people here, and with the extraordinary heat, especially if you have a black bag that's been sitting in the sun for a long time, that's charging a device inside of there, it's very possible that a lithium-ion battery can explode. And I think it's very good for you all to realize that these batteries are basically like explosive devices in many ways. They are quite dangerous and they do get very hot. I use the brand called Anchor. There's Elecom is also good. There's I guess Panasonic is a really reputable brand. I think having reputable brands mean that they're going to be using new batteries, but a lot of them that are cheap ones, they'll be using the batteries, like recycled lithium batteries that not only won't keep the charge, but are quite dangerous if you don't have the technology to monitor it. Now, my iPhone and a lot of the mobile phones, if they get too hot with mobile charging, they will turn off and stop charging. And this is a safety feature so that you don't overheat, especially inside of a bag, and create fires. It's less about the phone, more about the battery that you're using to charge. Just kind of crazy here. Let me turn on the live chat and take some of the questions here. There have been Anchor recalls. I think every single power bank, and that's the right term here, has had a recall at some time. And you really do have to check on this, especially if you're going to be traveling. But in 2023, for example, there were a lot of recalls. And a lot of these batteries, and the one in particular, let me get the story here. This one caught fire just recently on the Shinkansen. This was last week. A mobile battery briefly caught fire on a moving Shinkansen bullet train in central Japan on Friday, but the blaze was quickly extinguished, no injuries. There were no disruptions on the Tokaido Shinkansen line after passengers who had placed a battery in a seat pocket alerted the staff to a fire at 4:30 p.m. this is the scariest thing for me because you can't get off of the Shinkansen right away. Between Hamamatsu and Shizuoka Prefecture and Toyohashi and Aichi Prefecture, it's a beautiful stretch there. The incident occurred about a week after another bullet train on the Tokaido Shinkansen line was forced to stop. That's pretty much the end of the article there. So that this happened on a Shinkansen train. That scares the crap out of me because if you are in that carriage, and these fires are quite hot and they are quite abrupt in these lithium batteries. I've seen it. And you really don't have a lot of warning. You got to get out of the way. I carry my drone. I wish I brought it with me. My drone batteries, of course, are separate, and I carry them in fireproof bags. And if they ever did catch fire, they're inside of a bag that would be able to contain the fire. Of course, it's hard to contain a fire, but it does enough where we would have some time to get a fire extinguisher and be able to do it before anything mass were to occur. That's a responsibility of me. Not a lot of people have these kinds of battery protectors, mobile battery protectors that have kind of a foil on the inside that won't burn right away, that gives you time to react to them, to get them into a fireproof bag. Or I think more airlines might be carrying these fireproof bags to dump mobile batteries in should they explode. But we're seeing an increased incidence of this, and it's something that we really have to think about as more travelers carry more of these batteries. This one scared me too. This is about the airlines. This is from the Asahi Shimbun on July 4th. Those fireproof bags, I've seen some of them on some of the public transportation. Japan's Transport Ministry announced new air safety regulations that require passengers to keep power banks in plain sight. This is what I was telling you about. So I think it started from July 8th. Passengers on 23 Japan-based airlines will be required to keep their battery packs where cabin staff can monitor the devices during flight. I think this is going to increase because people just can't check recalls. Amazon is really good if you order from Amazon of giving you email messages on recalls. But these batteries that have recalls, people don't check on them and they keep using them. And if you do, stuff like this is going to happen. And if you look at the beginning of this, let me see, I can scroll back. That's a pretty scary image. That just shows you how hot the mobile batteries get, power banks get to turn something into that. You don't want to be around that. The incidences are happening now because the average temperature in Tokyo, this is including the lows, gets up to about like 87 degrees in August, which that's not the highs, that's the average. It gets up to the highs like in the hundreds Fahrenheit. This is 30, 36, 37 degrees in some places. And with the sun banging down and with the humidity, it's extraordinarily hot. And in the summer months, especially end of July and the first week of September, all through August, we're seeing an increased incidence of this. So it's something that where to buy those fireproof stuff. I got them off of Amazon. They're specifically made for the Mavic 3 batteries that I have. That's the drone I'm using. So I could put 2 of them in there, and I have a one with just 1 battery in case I just want to take one with me. It was like $7 or $8, but they're a little bit heavier, and they attach by Velcro, and there's a metal material inside there that prevents the fire from spreading. And I think if you can limit the amount of oxygen the fire gets, that also helps. But the lithium ion batteries, they explode into like a really hot fire. It's scary if you see some of this stuff on the internet. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy them in Japan on amazon.co.jp and have it sent to your hotel. You can get them at the Big Camera or Yodobashi Camera in Japan as well. But I think Amazon is a little bit easier because it's not something that people are searching for actively. So they might be, only online. It's a good question, Mohammed. Thank you for asking that. It's something you should definitely think about getting here. But the incidences, and this one in particular on the Yamanote Line happened July 20th. So not too long ago, about a month ago, a little bit over a month ago. Between Shin Okubo and Shinjuku stations, a mobile power bank became hot while charging and then ignited. I think the passenger was able to put it onto the floor, get it away from them. So there was no injury, just maybe some smoke inhalation. The incident resulted in a brief suspension of services, and 5 people, including the power bank's owner, sustained minor injuries, probably some burns. It was identified as a Chero flat 10,000 milliamps. What is that? MAH, I can't remember what that stands for, power bank, a model recalled in 2023. You probably should have checked. There seem to be a lot of recalls in 2023. So if you have a mobile power bank right now, you might want to check to see if it's something that's been recalled. You can usually get a new one, which is kind of cool. But a lot of these are just defective products. You don't want it in your car. You don't want it around kids. You don't want it on a flight. Just double check before you get on a flight if your mobile batteries have been, or power banks have been recalled, and consider whether or not you actually need to use it or bring it with you. The smaller ones are a little bit safer, I think. But as soon as you get into like 10,000 MAH, there's more chance of, the fires get a little bit bigger. But if you don't need to bring them, it's something that you can buy at Daiso, the 100 yen shop now. You can get mobile batteries at Daiso for, I think $10, like 5,000 MAH, which will charge an iPhone once on the go. You can get, there's an Anchor store inside of Tokyo Station now, so you can get the stuff here, and there's, it's one less thing to worry about. But these power banks are not they're not recycled properly. There's no recycle places for these power banks. You can't take them apart and then take the lithium-ion batteries out and then recycle those, because of all the electronics and the potential of doing something wrong and exploding it yourself. So now Japan mandated for 2026 that companies or maybe the municipalities have to start recycling lithium-ion power banks to get rid of the older stuff, because there have been an increased incidences of power banks catching fire as they're charging devices in the middle of the night. Imagine you're in your house and a fire starts. You're asleep. This stuff's not good. Mobile phones are usually pretty good. You're getting them from a reputable company, Apple, Samsung. Samsung has had some incidences in the past, haven't it? But iPhone has been pretty reliable. I haven't heard of too many of them exploding or catching fire. The batteries are pretty well made. I have this in the sunshine right now, and it's doing okay. The newer the phone is, the less the strain on the battery, because the processors are more efficient, meaning less heat. But still, on a day like today, even this iPhone, I'd want to be really careful. This is another reason why I'm not holding it. I get it on a stand. Got it on a stand here. So there's going to be more incidences happening over the course of the next couple of years, I'm sure. And as a result, there's going to be more regulation. But right now, after this incident, this is something that's being discussed, because more tourists mean more tourist issues, and this is one of them. Because let's be honest, you're outside waiting in line. Everyone's got a bag with a mobile battery in it, a mobile power bank, right? Some of them are like massive, like 30,000 MAHs. One of those explodes, you're gonna get injured. It's like a little grenade, okay? So it's something that I'm really concerned about. I don't like being in crowded spaces as a result of it. I just don't know. It's like you gotta trust the person next to you to have checked to make sure that they don't have a recalled product on them. Maybe it should be a crime to have it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear your comments below, what you think about this kind of an episode. And when you look at the average temperatures in Tokyo, you can kind of understand. This is the heat index. It's freaking hot. All right. And by the way, 2025 is a much hotter feeling year than any other year. It's just crazy hot. It's been. Look at the jump in the heat index in Fahrenheit. That's really hot. So just be careful with your mobile charging batteries. Something to think about, because I do like 25 of these live streams a month or so. So sometimes we have public service announcements. This is an important one. Take it from Ranger John. I can't overeat the noggin either, Got to stay cool. Yesterday, Leo and I went to the biggest Kaiten sushi shop in Ginza. I think it's the biggest, and we had an amazing time. The one in Ginza in the Uniqlo building, you can order like dango. These are grilled mochi, and they have a special festival booth that you have to go and pick up your grilled mochi. I thought that was kind of fun. So Leo and I went to the little festival fireworks booth in the back and picked up our mochi. So maybe it might be worth doing a live stream over on that side, over there at the Kaiten sushi shop. You guys have any questions before we tune out here? I don't see the live chat, so I'm kind of concerned, but that happens from time to time. Let's see here. Any questions? Chat's not working. I can only guess what your questions are. How hot is it there right now? It's like, it feels like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm serious. It's extraordinarily hot today, especially in the sun. The humidity's not as bad. It is humid, but it's not as bad. It's mostly the sun pounding down. I bet if you touch the sky tree anywhere, you would burn your hand because it's the metal is just baking. The street feels like it's baking. I bet you my Birkenstock are gonna melt if I stand in one spot too long. But it's certainly a hot one. I went out with Leo at 8 a.m. to go to the playground, and by 9:30 it was so sizzling hot that we ended up, just going to 7-Eleven and get a smoothie, which is 7-Eleven Japan has the best smoothies in the world. They're like $2 and you have an amazing blueberry smoothie. I can't beat that. You just grind it yourself, mix it up yourself. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you in another live stream probably tomorrow. We're getting close to the end of August, thank goodness. I can feel fall starting to break a little bit. The air is easier to breathe, so the humidity has gone down just a little bit, but it's still freaking hot. Tonight is the Omagari fireworks in Akita, so maybe gonna be able to check that out online if you're interested to see that. But I will see you in an episode tomorrow. Mata ne.